of your body. It's the only place you have to live in, was a famous saying. Good health is the best ally you can have, and this evening, I'm going to tell you one. A very good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good health is an essential support system that you need to live the life of your choice. It can help you as you push through challenges, as you swim against the tides, and ultimately, even to savor success, you need good health. But even as I say good health, 1 in every 3 of you would probably be picturing large hospitals, crowded, men and women, strange, with grim expressions, white coats and stethoscopes, walking all around. You think that they have the answer for your health. When all along, the answer for your health has been just you. Now this evening, it's you. So this evening I'm going to give you some hard facts as to how what you think about the treatment you receive has a very real and a very physical effect on your body. Now this is no hocus pocus, no abstract philosophy, it's simple science. A recent study was conducted by the Harvard Medical School on 50 victims of road traffic accidents. Now they had an extremely severe leg injury. What they did was they divided them into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Now Group A received a mysterious pill. Group B didn't. And what the researchers saw shocked them beyond their wits. Group A recovered 3 times faster and were out of the hospital in a jiffy. Group B didn't. Now here's the interesting bit. That mysterious pill was just plain sugar. And what's more amazing is that the patients knew it was sugar. So the very consciousness of something being done to bring about an improvement in their health actually did. So you can see that the way you think has a very real impact on your health. We are all smart people, right? Any disagreements? We are smart? Yes. Yes. So I'm a little confused here. Just because you say, things are awesome and rosy and it's all happy and sunshine, do you think things are really happy and rosy? Yeah? It's not sensible, right? So just because you say things are awesome, they're awesome. Wrong. Apparently, optimism has a very real science backing to it. Helen Keller used to go on about optimism. While I loved Helen Keller, I was a little cynical because I am logical and I needed facts. Well, optimism does, and I witnessed it personally. Optimistic patients have a faster recovery from any medical procedure, be it a heart surgery, a brain surgery, a transplant, or even a simple cold. One afternoon, we had 2 patients at our emergency, both of them 65, let's call them Suresh and Ramesh. They were 65, both of them complained of severe breathlessness. We diagnosed them eventually as having final stage heart failure, which means they need a transplant. We were able to get hearts for both of them, and as we prepared them for surgery, I had a chat with Suresh. Now he says, "Can you please give my wife a message?" I say, "Okay." He says, "Tell her that I love her." Tears in his eyes. "And if God forbid I don't survive this operation, tell her I always will." And then after I listened to Suresh, I had Ramesh tugging at me and say, "Can you give a message to my wife as well?" I said, "Okay. Tell her that I love her." I said, "Okay, I will tell her that. And tell her to Google Honolulu." I said, "What?" He said, "Honolulu. Tell her that after I get my new heart and flying her there, I'm going to stand at the beach, look into her eyes and tell her I love her. And for now, I love her as well." And you know what happened to Ramesh? He survived the operation. You know what happened to Suresh? He survived his rehab with surgeons. Both of them survived, but the way they survived was different. Ramesh had a remarkable recovery, no complications, and in a month, he was there in Honolulu, and he sent us a picture. And right now, he informs us that he is training to be a marathon runner with his new heart. And you know what happened to Suresh? He recovered as well. But it was a slow and painful process. He was so grim, irritable all the time. He never really did tell his wife he loves her. And unfortunately, last week, he was back. His new heart wasn't supporting him as well. Why do you think this difference arises? Both of them were similar in so many aspects. That's because our body at any instant is in two modes. Like the on-off mode, you have one mode which is called the fight or flight mode. Now this mode, we need to thank our monkey cousins for it, because it is that mode which keeps you anxious all the time, alert and on the lookout for a predator. For a short term, it's brilliant. But when you prolong it for a longer duration, what happens is it damages you and increases your risk of getting diseases like diabetes, or it kind of lowers your memory as well as your performance. Now the other mode you can be in is called the rest and digest. That was the fight or flight mode. This is the rest and digest mode. Now this helps you feel safe and secure. It makes you believe that things will turn out just fine. And when you think that way, your body is tricked into healing faster, you will perform better and age slowly. And positive thought, therefore, in that sense, doesn't just quell your anxiety and stress, it by itself makes your health bulletproof. As American physician John Cunningham stated, it is this very delusion that ironically keeps us sane. Unfortunately, what's happening is the complete opposite in our country. At a time where in the West, the big, fancy, expensive hospitals are shutting down, we are gearing up to start the very same thing again, going behind big, expensive corporate hospitals. Let me tell you, Toastmasters, to live a life of your choice, you need good health. But for good health, you don't need big, fancy corporate hospitals, you don't need white coats, you don't need stethoscopes. Sometimes, all that you need to do is perhaps to turn that frown upside down and probably tell your heart once in a while, all is well. So after me, all is well.
All is well. All is well.
All is well. That's more it. So I hope that this kind of reveals to you what I've been trying to say through the last few minutes, that the key to your health lies with you and you alone. Back to you, Master.